Richard Grayson, the discarded soldier. You waste your incredible talent, that amazing body, those skills, simply cleaning up small, town messes for a man who only sees you as a sidekick. Loyalty is such a heavy chain, when you could be building your own throne out of those silly little gadgets.
Loyalty is what keeps you grounded, Loki. It's what keeps you from becoming completely lost in your own lies, something you struggle with constantly, jumping from one scheme to the next, without a true center. I choose to build trust with people, which is far more powerful than any throne made of stolen magic or broken promises.
Trust is a fragile thing, easily broken by a whispered word or a moment of weakness. Your entire life began with the horrifying spectacle of your family's sudden, dramatic fall, right? That experience should have taught you that stability is the universe's greatest illusion, not something to chase with rubber bullets and acrobatics.
My family's accident taught me that tragedy happens, but it doesn't define the future. I define the future. You always blame someone else, Odin, Thor, your father, for your failures, never accepting that you are the architect of your own lonely life. That kind of self-pity is a terrible, crippling handicap for anyone claiming to be a great ruler.
Let's discuss methods. Your mentor, Batman, rules Gotham through fear, a blunt instrument you foolishly refuse to fully use. Why limit your effectiveness with all those tiresome moral rules when people like the Punisher show that maximum force is the quickest way to end a conflict and get results?
Batman uses fear, yes, but he also inspires hope, which is what gives his symbol weight. The Punisher's way is a short-term fix that just makes more villains in the long run. It's a vicious cycle that creates endless fighting. I choose to use my skills to lift people up, not to drag them down into a violent spiral that benefits no one but the Undertakers.
Lifting people up is the goal of a kindergarten teacher, not a prince. Your entire focus is on fixing broken systems on one tiny planet, ignoring the endless opportunities in the vast cosmos. You could be bending the entire timeline to your will, like that irritating boy Bart Allen, but you choose to stay stuck in a single, boring time period.
Bart Allen's fast moves are impressive, but even he has to learn responsibility to use his power well. I choose to focus on the immediate, fixable problems where I can make the clearest difference, unlike you, who tries to change everything at once and ends up messing up the bigger picture instead of completing any small goals.
Changing the big picture is the only reason to bother existing. Your entire financial plan, leaving the circus and inheriting Wayne's fortune, was a terrible, rushed move that left you dependent on another man's money. A true leader creates their own wealth and resources through conquest or clever schemes, never through simple handouts or inheritances.
My money allows me to be independent and keep working without owing favors to shadowy people or angry gods. Your schemes, like trying to take over the Earth with that funny-looking alien army, always fall apart because they rely on stolen armies and borrowed power, never on your own true strength or the loyalty of real friends.
Loyalty is a beautiful idea until someone offers a better deal, which is why I prefer to pay people in fear and gold, which never fails to motivate. Your constant need to keep your secret identity safe seems like such an unnecessary burden when you could simply declare your power, like that golden-haired Superman, and force people to listen.
Superman declares his power, yes, but he also inspires people to be better just by being him. I keep my identity a secret because the work is not about me, it's about protecting the people I care about from my enemies. You value cheap theater and dramatic flair over the safety of anyone, which is why you always end up alone on the stage.
Your constant use of blunt, physical fighting tools like batons and eskrima sticks shows a complete lack of faith in your own natural wit. You ignore the limitless potential of technology and mind control, like that man Lex Luthor uses to simplify your fights.
Luthor's technology is usually built out of hate and trying to tear someone down, which is a waste of genius. My batons are tools of restraint and precision. They help me stop a fight without killing someone, which is always the goal. I choose human contact and simple movement over machines because it forces me to stay grounded in reality, not hiding behind armor.
Grounded in reality is simply another word for limited thinking. Your entire training was based on mastering physical pain and balance, a noble but entirely pointless effort when a simple time-reversing device, like one of those silly watches used by that kid Ben 10, could instantly undo any mistake or injury in a fight.
My training teaches me that every action has a real cost. You run away from your problems by creating magical copies of yourself, showing a deep fear of facing the true consequences of your latest failed plan.
Speaking of clever plans, your mentor's biggest weakness is his strange rule against killing. It means he has to defeat the same villains, like the Joker, over and over again. Why not adopt a policy of permanent removal for the genuinely insane threats?
That rule is the difference between justice and simple murder. It's the line that keeps us from becoming the monsters we fight. If we killed the Joker, we would just become a different kind of permanent villain, something that would only bring joy to tyrants.
Your constant need to keep the peace between your many family members. Batgirl, Red Hood, the Robins. Shows you waste too much energy on managing feelings instead of managing people.
I choose to invest in people because they are the universe's greatest asset. You always focus on being the single strongest player, but the Justice League proves that working together with different skills is the only way to beat the truly powerful enemies.
Your focus on fighting low-level crime bosses like Blockbuster and Two-Face is terribly small-minded. You could be controlling entire realms.
Street fights aren't petty, they're where real people live and die. Your desire for cosmic attention just shows you want the whole universe to look at you, even if they're looking in disgust after one of your failed, self-centered schemes.